following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, and Newy Scruggs.
Here we go. 3 p.m. Central Time. Show number two of the Players Lounge. He is one Barry Church.
Yo.
He is Danny McCray.
We are in here.
Both former Dallas Cowboys players, both former safeties. I am Newy Scruggs. I've covered the team for a long time. Good 20 years. Hey, look, lots to jump into this week, not just with the Cowboys, but the National Football League. We'll always talk some pop culture, as we always like to do. So, I got to start, Barry, with your old team, because the NFL is now turning into the NBA, where players are coming out letting you know, I don't want to be here anymore.
His old teams with an S.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. But no, I mean, I was surprised. I mean,
so Jalen Ramsey, just in case you hadn't heard, Jalen Ramsey, the excellent cornerback for the Jacksonville Jaguars, who at one point in time the Cowboys had looked at, but they drafted Ezekiel Elliott instead, which they did the right thing. Yeah. Jalen Ramsey has come out and said, I want out of Jacksonville. We saw the incident with Jalen and head coach Doug Marrone Sunday in Houston. So Jalen wants out. You played with him last year recently. So,
I mean, here's the thing about Jalen, man. He's a great dude, and he's very passionate about what he does, and he feels like his passion is man-to-man coverage. You understand? So when you play in zone coverage, or he feels like he batted a ball down that the ref said was caught, whatever. He's very passionate about that, and when he goes to you, he wants immediate results. And then Doug he's also passionate about what he does. Doug is not a player's coach. You know what I'm saying? Doug is kind of like, look, we got to get wins no matter what happens. And, you know what I'm saying, the players got to come, players got to go, but I got to get wins to keep my job. That's what I feel kind of how Doug was. And, those two things clash. And that wasn't the first time they got into it. But, you know what I'm saying, after a while, I mean, sometimes you got to cut bait, but, who knows.
So they were getting into it while you were there?
I mean, everybody gets into it, but nobody, I mean, it was never got physical.
Gotcha.
I mean, he kind of threw a swipe at him there, towards the end of that little skirmish. So I just want to know what was said towards the bench. When he came back over there trying to talk to him, and you had about 4 or 5 dudes getting up like, nah, hold on, player, hold on.
So, coach, you talking crazy.
Yeah, that's what I want to know what was said there.
So how much do you all take what a coach says personally in a football game? Because clearly it was more than it got real. It got deeper than I think what we saw on TV, and that's what you kind of alluded to with what was going on with Ramsey and his head coach Marrone. So, Danny, take me through that. And when things get said on the bench between coaches and players, take us inside of that,
man. So for me, like off the field and on the field, treating people with how their personalities rock and all that stuff is the same for me. It doesn't change, right? If you say something to me out of anger outside of football and then you come and apologize, I'm forgiving you, but I still feel like that's how you really feel, right? So when he gets in there and somebody in the coach curses you out or says, hey, man, you suck, like on the field, I think when y'all go back in the meeting room, I feel like you probably said that before. So now it's personal. We all right, we cool, but I know that you really don't appreciate my skills as a player.
As a coach, you got to know how to talk to your players. I mean, some players take, criticism different ways. Some cats kind of like go in their shell like, oh, he doesn't like me anymore. What's going to happen? And then some say, all right, I'm going to prove you wrong. Check this out. And then you got others that, take swipes and punches. But, I mean,
it also depends on how much you're making, right?
That's true.
If you on a one-year deal and you undrafted free agent and and the coach all of a sudden start cussing you out and all that stuff, you like, man, I might get cut, right? But if you got $50-60 million on the guarantee,
you don't give a damn.
I might go cuss him back.
This is true, though.
So Jalen was the guy who at one point in time grabbed the microphone and said, we going to the Super Bowl, we going to win this. I was
there for that one.
And I was going to say, you were there. He wants out. He's done now. One report I saw said they want more than a first-round pick in Jacksonville for Jalen Ramsey. You tell me, if you're Jacksonville letting go of the best corner you have, arguably your best player, what do you need back? And if Doug Marrone is losing Jalen Ramsey and they trade him to this, what's left for this football team? I told you already before the season, I didn't think they were going to win the division. I don't have to make the playoffs.
If I'm Doug, I mean, I think I need him, right? I mean, He's in what? I think this is his last year of his deal, if I'm not mistaken, Doug Marrone. So, I mean, I think he wants to win as most games as he can. I mean, last year, we were all part of that, debacle last year. So he doesn't want that to happen again. So if I'm Doug, I mean, I'm trying to keep him as happy as I can.
Okay. Because
that's the defense. I mean, he's the leader of that defense. He's he got the most talent. He's a proven player over there.
So we'll see what happens with Jalen Ramsey. Taco Charlton here, the Dallas Cowboys. Taco takes to Twitter and says, "Free me," yesterday. And then Taco comes back with another tweet, and let me read it. It says, "Trust me, the last thing I want to do is have to get on social media to get what I want so I can play football again." Let me ask this question to both of you. I'll start with you, Danny. If you're a player in the locker room, how do you take it when someone says, "I don't want to be here anymore"?
That depends on how I see the situation, right? I've been in the locker room with some guys where I seen them be in a situation where I was like, man, that's messed up. He's probably not going to get another shot here. He'll just be on the bench unless somebody gets hurt or it's like this special circumstance where he's going to get back on the field. And I'm like, yeah, he should be able to get out, right? He should have another opportunity to go somewhere and do what he wants. And then there's some guys where it's like, bro, nothing wrong with you. You played bad, right? And then you got benched. You can't say because I got benched and I was playing like garbage that now I'm ready to leave because the coaches are doing me bad. Like, they drafted you and it's not speaking on Taco because I don't know what their situation is there, but using him as an example, they drafted him in the first round.
Yes, 2017.
They gave him multiple chances. It's not like they've released him or anything, so they still have something that they want to get out of him as far as being on the field. So I just can't see it to where it's like, yeah, they hate me. Free me.
If you were, say you were the top, GM, whatever, Dallas Cowboys, what would you do in this situation? Do you see him as a distraction, or do you see him as like that's more depth to our defensive line? Like how would you approach things?
Okay, so let me put my reporter hat on here. They have tried to move Taco. Okay, they've looked at moving him, haven't got anything for him. No one in the building wants to see a first-round draft pick fail.
That's true.
Okay, that's just not how football works,
badly.
okay? Right. It's not how football works. I keep hearing that I hear the word entitlement talking about Taco at times. Entitlement. People question how hard he works. What's one thing we know about Rod Marinelli?
He don't give a damn about nothing. where you drafted.
Work hard, run, and out hustle everybody.
And you got to do it consistently. Yeah. They don't like flash players.
So since you all have been here and been around with the way Rod operates, you know how he operates. Yeah. And I've seen how he plays guys and who plays, and we've seen undrafted dudes up here on the play. When Taco says this, I don't think he's got a leg to stand on because we have seen Rod Marinelli doesn't care about what dollars you make, where you're drafted. Do you give maximum effort? Are you giving me what I want? Bill Parcells had a great line. He said, "You better figure out what it is I want, or you're not going to be here."
I mean, that's deep. I mean, I don't know, like you said, I don't know Taco personally like that. From what I've seen so far, I don't see him as being like that big of a distraction to the team. I mean, as it goes on, maybe he will become that, or maybe he won't. But if I'm the head of everything, I'm saying, hey, you've got a little, a talented guy here. Let's keep him for depth. I mean, it's a long season. A lot of injuries can occur. I mean,
if I go in there and I watch the film and it's guys that's better than him, this is Marinelli. If it's guys that's playing better than him, give me better effort, and know their assignments better, he's going to play them over them.
That's true.
And it's nothing personal about it. It's not like you did something to me. Rob Marinelli is a grown man. He's had people talk to him crazy. He's talked to other people crazy, and they can get over it and they can go play football. I don't think it's anything personal against the guy. I think it's just something that they're seeing, and he feels differently about it.
You're in the Players Lounge. That's Barry Church. He's Danny McCray. I am Newy Scruggs. Thank you so much for joining us right here on DallasCowboys.com. Want to advance this further with Taco Charlton from this standpoint. Robert Quinn, who's supposed to be the Cowboys' starting defensive end, was suspended the first 2 games.
Yeah.
He comes back from Miami. So Quinn's not there. And for 2 straight games, they tell Taco, you're an ERW. Parcells used to have this line for ERWs. He said they're called eat, ride, and warm up. He said, because that's all they do for me. They eat the team meal.
I heard that one.
Oh, yeah, ERW. Eat the team meal, ride the team bus, and all they do is warm up. They grab a T-shirt and a hat, and they don't help me on game days.
It seems like you'll never be one of them.
Sounds like a walk-on.
That's exactly.
That's what it calls a walk-on.
So this is what it's become for Taco. With Robert Quinn out, nobody's saying, hey, former first-round pick,
get his shot.
Get on in here, man.
There, see what you can do.
No, they said, man, get a T-shirt and a hat, your ERW. And that's how low it's gotten for him. And Jason Garrett was asked about Taco on Monday going to social media, and Jason's quote, "Yeah, I don't really spend too much time on social media." Is that the most Belichickian thing ever?
Yeah, I mean, he stole it.
That's it.
It's the red bomber.
He went the perfect route.
He did, as always.
So
At least he didn't say Taco who.
That, oof.
At least he didn't say something like that. Listen, they still love you, man. Listen, don't jump off the boat too early, man. You might get a chance.
So
You never know.
So in your opinion, in the locker room, if you see this, do you go up as a teammate and talk to him? Because he deleted the tweet, "Free me," and then that's when he came back with the other one. Trust me, last thing I want to do is have to get on social media to get what I want so I can play football again. As a team, how do you handle this? Because when the media comes to the locker room next, you know it's going to be. We have to ask the question. Okay, I'm going to ask the question. I ain't talked to Taco, and I ain't gonna lammer last time I saw Taco. But if I see Taco, hey. It's coming. Right. Or you're going to ask a teammate about Taco Charlton in the comments. Team's 2-0. It's going this way. Taco is unhappy.
Yeah, I mean, as a teammate, I don't know if I would, if I would discuss it with him, because it's like kind of a rule. I mean, the guy's trying to get what he wants, and he's trying to take a different route to get what he wants, and that's kind of like contract situations in the locker room. Like, you don't, as a player, you don't speak on anybody else's situation. You know what I'm saying? Is this? I don't see this as being a huge distraction so far. I mean, now if it gets to the point where, he's going crazy in practice and doing stuff then you got to talk to him. But this little, tweet and stuff like that, I wouldn't budge my nose in that type of business. But I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it was 2 words. If he started like trashing an organization or something like that, then yeah, you got to go sit him down. You got to have a conversation with him. Other than that, let him be a man, right? Listen, he put it out there, so now he has to be the man to take the backlash that comes, or the positive if he gets the effect that he wants from it.
And I mean, now if it gets to the point where like Janoris Jenkins was out here talking about the D-line better pass rush, that's the reason. Now you talk about different stuff. But
you're not gonna have no friends.
My man said, hey, if it wasn't for the terrible pass rush, we'd be all right out. I'm talking about throwing somebody under the bus.
Now, here is also the problem of you taking your grievances to social media.
Yeah.
The comments back at Taco here. One says, "Too late, bro." Another says, "If you were living up to being a first-round pick, we wouldn't be discussing all of this." Another tweets out a picture. It says, "You just suck." I mean,
once you go that route, though, you open yourself up for criticism from all. I mean, if he would have just did what he had to do, but he felt like this is what I had to do to get on the field.
Another guy,
or to get off the team,
or to get off the team.
We talked about this last week. Like certain negotiation tactics and holding leverage and all that stuff, it doesn't work the same for everybody.
Yeah, you gotta have some clout to it.
Everybody can't do AB and all these people who have this type of leverage. Mika Fitzpatrick, who they got a first round for. Everybody can't do that.
Everybody can't go to Cowboys.
Like you said, they've been shopping around. Nobody wants them, so it's
And that's why I thought he was inactive, because I thought they were trying to shop him around. They didn't want him to get injured or anything like that. But it seems like he was just healthy.
I want him to keep grinding, man. Keep grinding. And,
do you see him?
Hopefully the opportunity comes for you.
Do you see him getting back in the rotation?
If he stops what he's doing now, possibly. This is a long season, man.
He's in the doghouse, man.
It's hard being in Marinelli's doghouse.
Oh yeah,
it's hard to get up out of that.
He lost his nickname and everything.
He's in there, and it's kind of like being in a friend zone. You kind of don't go anywhere. Once you're in a coach's doghouse, it's going to be hard to get out. And we're not just talking about this year. We go back into last year with this. He was deactivated for games. So this is something that has continued into this season.
That's true, yeah.
So that's where he's in that doghouse. And so, yes, he wants to be free, and it doesn't look like Marinelli's trying to play him.
Yeah. You want nicknames from Marinelli. You don't want to be in his doghouse.
You don't want to. They don't want to call you a regular name. He calling you a regular name?
He calling you by your last name?
And you
Charlton.
play D-line? Yeah.
Get over here. Nah, you don't want that.
So is that the key word for Rod, is if he calls you by the name Charlton?
It's a rap. Well, not a rap, but it's just like
you want a nickname, and then you want to kind of make your way onto the Marinelli, the madness.
The madness. Like, for me, my nickname was, I was a part of the Blues Brothers. It was me and Wilcox, because we was just, we was laying people out, I guess. The Blues Brothers, he came up with that, whatever. Gave us neck rolls and everything. So we was never in his doghouse.
Yeah, and I wasn't on defense like this. I didn't think that he called me 40. I like the way you hit 40. I'll take that.
That's better than A. That's McCray.
Yeah. You see him tapping somebody on the show, like, what's his name?
He'll come.
What's 40's name?
Hey, McCray. Hey.
Every Tuesday, 3 p.m., the Players Lounge. I'm about to call it the Players Club. We're going to get into that movie here in a minute because we have a very big disagreement about a Hollywood feature. The safeties like this movie. I don't like this movie, but I will honestly tell you, whenever I bring up this movie and tell people my dislike for it, Black Twitter goes crazy about it, which is fine. I don't mind being out on an island because I'm telling you right now, I am one of those die-hard Eddie Murphy guys. I wanted to be Eddie Murphy when I was a kid.
This ain't in your top 5?
And it's not.
It's not in the top nothing. It's in the bottom.
No, it's not in the top 5. No.
He said he didn't even laugh.
Did they know the movie yet?
Okay, we will get into Eddie Murphy's top 5 movies. And no, this movie does not make it at all. All right, we've got to take a break, but we must get into the Miami Dolphins. And what they are doing is they get ready to come to Jerry World on Sunday. Plus, Michael Gallup, Xavier Woods injured. How does this affect this club? Danny McCray, Barry Church, Newy Scruggs, all right here to talk about it right here on DallasCowboys.com.
While a player can look good on paper, it's when he's out on the field that you really find out what he's made of. That's why the Cowboys rely on more than just stats and scouting reports when building their team. When picking a tractor, it's why you should rely on more than just specs and features. You've got to take it out and put it to the test. The Cowboys did when they named John Deere their official tractor. Experience one for yourself. Visit myjohndeerdealer.com/football.
Do you want the most interesting, up-to-the-minute Dallas Cowboys news straight from the Star in Frisco? How about exclusive and on command? That's right, news and nuggets you can't find anywhere else. With our exclusive Cowboys content on Alexa, you can have all the answers, secrets, stories, and more. What's Stephen Jones thinking during a game? What's Joe Looney's favorite pregame meal? We take your questions to Cowboys players and coaches, and you can hear the answers directly back to you. Just say, Alexa, open Dallas Cowboys.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10. Free shipping.
The excitement of Dallas Cowboys football is back at AT&T Stadium.
The place is going crazy in Arlington, Texas.
Don't miss your chance to see the Cowboys live when they host their NFC East rivals, the Eagles, Giants, and Redskins, plus the Green Bay Packers and more.
Elliott works his way through and walks the dog.
Single game tickets are on sale now. Get them before they're gone.
First and goal, quarterback sneak. Prescott pushes up the middle. Touchdown.
Visit DallasCowboys.com to get your tickets today.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Check out free-to-play predictive games at DallasCowboys.com, the DallasCowboys.com app to win cash prizes up to $10,000 in a grand prize. Fans must be 21 or older and logged in to play. Download the app for access on game days at DallasCowboys.com/app. All right, Newy Scruggs. It's me. He's Barry Church. He's Danny McCray.
You got it right this time, baby.
It's their show. It's their show. We do it every Tuesday right here at DallasCowboys.com. We call it the Players Lounge. 21.5 points is what the spread is as the Miami Dolphins come to Jerry World.
Man.
And it's a huge spread, but here's an organization that allowed 59 points to Baltimore in game 1 and 43 points in game number 2. And those were home contests. So it's the first game. Mika Fitzpatrick was on the Dolphins for both of those contests. He's now going to Pittsburgh. 21.5 points, and the Cowboys are playing well right now. They just beat Washington 31-21. So as a player, if you hear this, because you will, because it's natural, because you guys read even though you tell us you don't read things.
We definitely read.
3-touchdown favorite? That never happens in this league. How do you approach it? How do you not eat the cheese?
Man, first, how you even get up to go to work every day if you're a Dolphin player? I mean,
just for the people who don't play video games and Madden, 21 is what we call sticks. That's when you down by 21, the game is over for you and you pass them to the next guy. You might not get them back, right? 21.5. That's what it is.
That's what they saying.
Sticks plus.
Sticks plus.
Sticks plus. Don't eat the cheese because you 2-0, and that's like that. I think it was somebody. A battle rapper I heard say, it doesn't matter what happens in this one because if I win, I beat somebody that was trash. If I lose or somebody gets a good lick off of me or a good line, then it's like the trash guy almost gave me a run for my money, right?
This is true.
So you got to go out there and win because I'd rather be the person who just beat the team that wasn't that good.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they've done these first 2 weeks. I mean, they've gone out there and they've done what they were supposed to do. New York, trash. Washington wasn't no good. And then
you beat who they put out there, all right? Because if you go out there and lose, all of a sudden the world is upside down. And they said that the Cowboys aren't worth anything.
But how do you get up? Back to what I was like, how do you get up as a Miami Dolphins player every day and get in there and go? I mean, yeah, you cash your checks, whatever.
Tuesday?
Yeah, that is payday. Yeah, you get the fat check. But man, that's a long season.
Yeah.
Remember 15? Was you here? You was here in 15.
Nah, I was here in 6 and 10, and 15. That's when I came back.
Yeah, you came back in 15. I mean, we was 4 and 12. It was tough getting. I mean, man.
No, we had hope at one point because we were like Romo's gonna come back and save us, and then
he got hurt again.
And then after that, that's when I was like, goodness, this is how it's gonna get for us.
And then it was Green Bay the next. I mean, it was. But back to what I'm saying, it's got to be tough getting up and doing that every day and getting beat down.
So when we talked last week, Danny, we were saying, all right, the speculation is players want out of Miami, and we were joking about it. Well, it turns out this was true. Mika Fitzpatrick is a good enough football player to leave.
The first round pick.
Some of those guys are stuck.
They stuck.
Some of those guys are stuck on the island.
They stuck. I think what's his name? Brian McCann. I think he just signed that big deal out there during the offseason. I think he's stuck.
Yeah, man, I hate to do this to you, Newy, but since I love life so much, it's like when Can't Get Right left Martin.
He left them back there. They were stuck. Back there. They were stuck.
That's how those guys are stuck like that.
Yeah, because I mean they have no hope this season right now. I mean, let's be real. They have no hope. I mean,
man, it's the NFL though, man. You really never know. And as much as I want to count Miami out, it takes one win or one piece of pride for somebody to come in there and give them a good hoorah speech, and they
for the first half.
Lose.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Imagine them being close, not this week, but maybe next week. Them close at halftime, and they go and close it out, and they're 1-3.
All right, so you got a new head coach in Brian Flores.
Yeah, for sure.
Who gets into it with Kenny Stills because Kenny Stills comes out and says the owner, Stephen Ross, is trying to play it both ways by being involved with social justice, and then he's going to a Donald Trump fundraiser. So the head coach decides to play 7 straight Jay-Z songs and then says that he was challenging him. Go back to what we talked about with Doug Marrone. You need your players.
Yeah.
Clearly, he's decided against the player, and it became something that didn't really, in my mind, this is something that should have just stayed in the house and didn't need to be. So, in my opinion, I'm sitting here watching Brian Flores' teams get blown out of the water like we've never seen before. I mean, this looks like a Louisiana directional school, my man. Okay?
It's bad.
Yes, they look like they don't look like pro team, look like a Louisiana directional school. So when you've got that, you got a new head coach who's going after players and doing it. Because you need people to believe. How does he get folks to believe? How do you get them on your side? We talk about how do you wake up and play? How do you wake up and play? And there's a dude right now that I got to question whether or not they even like him or respect him.
I mean, they're paying him the money. He got to find a way, some type of way to get his players to buy back in. If it's not for just for themselves, I mean, you can't go out there and represent the name on the back of your jersey that poorly. I mean, you got to have some type of self-pride. And for him, I think that's what he needs to do. He needs to get some type of self-pride out of his players and not go out there and get smacked by what, like 40-some points?
A game.
A game. You got to have some type of pride, and I hope he can muster up something out of his team. Because right now, I mean, they're paying him to do that, and hopefully he can come through and do it.
It's time for one of those team meetings.
Yeah, those.
I just want the head coach in here only, and then all the players, and then we get to voice our opinion. And either he's going to find a way to work with it and correct it, or it's just going to be one of those sessions to where everybody they still dislike you when you walk out of the door. Yeah.
So, Danny, you were mainly a special teams player when you were here. When you see a team like the Dolphins coming to town, it's a 21.5 point. You say, hey, fellas, handle your business side and get some playing time out here? How do you look at this?
No. I'm like, see, because, listen, no matter what anybody thought, I loved playing special teams. Like, that is what I wanted to do. I seen Slater play as long as he did in New England. I was like, look, I want to do this for my entire career. It's easier than what Church and them was doing as far as wear and tear on your body, right? Okay. So I'm like, no, go kick they butt, score a whole bunch of points so I can get 12 kickoffs. And now I got 12 opportunities to go make tackles. And I might go to the Pro Bowl if I make 8 of them.
You never know.
Not to get in the game on defense. You get your bumps and bruises and all that stuff. Because
let me go ahead and waggle down his line.
and I'm gonna run down. I'm gonna get all my kickoff tackles, and then when I go watch the film and we doing Gary Vision, I'm not gonna be on there.
Look at this. This is what we want right here. Look at this.
I love the way McCray did it. Yes, I think that.
So what is a film session like when you see a team that's given up 59 points and 43 points? What did the coaches tell? What do they say when you see this is a bad football team on film?
I mean, I know when I was in defensive meetings and all that stuff, they made sure to put on if there's it got to be some type of good plays. They made sure to put on. Look at this. I mean, hey, he doesn't have a greater game, but look at this play right here. He can show us he can do it. So they always tried to humble you by showing their greatest plays, their greatest highlight reel. But deep down, I mean, you knew going into the game, you had an advantage. You got to play how you want to play to get the dub. But the coaching staff, they try to basically build up the other team on a pedestal as you go on.
Yeah, and they point out how bad you'll look if you do lose. Don't let these guys be the guys to come out here and beat you and embarrass you, because it will be embarrassing.
They will definitely let you know that one for sure.
What do you guys do on an early home football game? Because this is a 12 o'clock game when Miami comes here, and you spend the night before at a hotel, so you're not with your fam. So do you, on a game like this, when you're a 21.5-point favorite, do you plan a big dinner after? I mean, what do you guys do when you leave?
For me, I mean, it's early game, so I try to get out of the hotel. We don't have any morning meetings or anything like that, so I try to get up and get out of the hotel as early as possible, just to go back and just kick up my feet, get a good breakfast from the wife, hang out with the kids and all that good stuff. But for me, that was for the most part. And then I was, focused on the game and what I had to do in the game. And afterwards, it's whatever afterwards. But for the most part, early games, I was just trying to get to the house and just kind of kick up and lay up and wait for the game to park off.
Yeah, if you cover that spread, it's probably going to be a quick dinner at Papado's, because depending on how many family members I have in there. Look, he don't like nothing. He don't like life. He don't like
life. You don't Papa. What is going on?
So listen, we do.
Really?
I have been family members.
Really? Okay, let's see. You from the booth? Okay, you from the booth?
Listen, I went to LSU. I'm from the great city of Houston and the great state of Texas, but I do like Papado's.
I'll tell you one thing about this. It's too damn hot down here, though. I ain't gonna. That's a side subject. I got the towel out here, so I'm sweating.
Barry's a sweater.
Okay?
I got the hat and towel.
Barry's a sweater, and he has not adjusted to this Texas heat yet.
At all. Been here, 9-10 years?
Watch the podcast. Go to DallasCowboys.com and watch the podcast, and you can see what we're talking about here. This dude has a hat on, and you think it's 600 degrees.
Some of us sweat more than others. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're having a hard time with that. Okay, so I'm sorry. No, I'm not. They're not a sponsor, are they? So first, okay, let me help you all. The podcasting number one. Are they a sponsor? If they're not a sponsor, we want to be very, very, very careful. If we, Jerry may have someone cooking in the background. Jerry, the official gumbo of the Dallas Cowboys.
Never know.
So, so we'll delay that till we find out whether they are or not.
I love,
but I'll take a certificate. But after that dinner, then I'm usually hitting up with somebody like church or somebody. Hey man, you want to go to this spot? Whatever the Sunday night spot is. If we cover that spread and everybody played good, then you want to celebrate.
What was the Sunday night spot when you guys were playing here?
It was Monday for us. It was Safuzi.
Yeah, it was called Monday Fun Days.
Monday Fun Day, and then on Sunday they had it was 8 spots, and they changed names so many times I have no idea what it was, but I just know it was off 75 first exit. I know how to get there.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Look, it was a long time ago, man.
It was a long time ago. Monday Fun Days was, food back then, the old foods. I mean, it turned into what? Fat Rabbit, some other stuff now. But, Monday Fun Days was cool back in the day. Yeah. It had some things going on.
You found somewhere to go.
Yeah, you have something to go.
Yeah. There used to be a good old place.
It's a family show.
It is.
He waiting for one specific spot.
That's what he was.
No, I'm not. I was there. So
we didn't go to Northwest Highway. How about that?
This is.
No, this one wasn't there. We'll discuss it during the break, gentlemen. It's no longer around. It was one of the good. Actually, I did mess with Clarence Hill one time about it on Twitter. So if you look at it on Twitter, you'll actually see it. You can follow me on Twitter at Newy Scruggs. It's NEWYSCRUGGS. But we did get into it one time about it. In this football game, Michael Gallup not expected to play.
Yeah.
meniscus, so he'll need surgery. They're saying 2 to 4 weeks. Jerry today saying he may be back quicker than that. So I hate this for Michael Gallup because the guys, he started off this season doing what he did at camp. Mm-hmm. He was making these great plays at camp, and Dak was finding him. So they've got to respect Cooper, double cover Cooper, one-on-one coverage. Michael Gallup showing you why he was an All-American player at Colorado State. I hate to see this for him.
Oh man, you gotta love this guy, right? I mean, he was doing everything he had to do in camp. I mean, he was winning. He's kind of their 50-50 guy. I mean, you throw it up to him, he has a great chance to make the catch. I mean, he was making all types of contested catches during the games these past 2 weeks. And I think I don't think it'll be like a historic loss, but I do think it'll have some effect on the passing game. I mean, you still do have Cooper over there. You still got Cobb. And then you got, what's my man's name? Devin Smith, who caught the bomb last week. You still have some experience out there at wide receiver that can make things happen. And we all know, the horse of this offense is the run game. So I don't think it'll be, like I said, a historic loss, but I think it will affect the receiving options a little bit.
Yeah, I just hate it more for him than I do for the team.
That's true.
Just because it's hard to get that opportunity and then capitalize on it to where you're like, oh, you have Amari Cooper and everybody's talking about Michael Gallup, right?
That's true.
It's hard to get to that point, and then as soon as you're getting there and you're just continuing to rise, then you got 2 to 4 weeks.
It's all about timing in the NFL. I mean, if you're born in the right year, you come up in free agency at the right time.
Right.
You're gonna get broken off.
Like those old school quarterbacks that used to go first round, first pick, and get $60 million. Jamarcus Russell.
Go
LSU, by the way.
Man, but he was definitely one of the biggest.
Yeah,
but. I'm just an LSU. I'm just saying.
Yeah, fine. Joe Burrow's for president.
Of what?
Of the LSU fan club.
Oh, okay. All right.
Actually, he's going to win the Heisman. Mark my words.
That's
Joe
not
Burrow's for Heisman?
That is not happening.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
What you want to put on that?
You also don't like Papados or life, so I don't really
I tell you what, if Joe Burrow wins the Heisman, I'm buying Papados.
Give me top 3.
What?
If he's invited to New York.
You start, now you know it. You know what? See, that's some Keyshawn Johnson type stuff. You're trying to spin it.
Let's do this. Top 3 Papados. If he wins, Nick and Sam's.
Oh, no.
What's wrong with Nick and Sam?
No. I lay out the bet. You trying to sit and change it. I just laid it out. If he wins the Heisman, I'm buying Papados.
I work in the Cowboys building. I've been seeing all this negotiation going around with Jerry Jones. I'm trying to get my skills up too.
You're not good. You're not good on that. I just told you the one Papa.
All right, that's a bet.
Has LSU gotten into like the meat of the schedule yet?
No.
We beat Texas.
No.
We'll beat Bama this year. Mark my words.
Beating
That's
Bama.
fine. So are we putting this on the board or not?
That's on the board.
Okay.
So Joe Burrow for Heisman.
Joe Burrow wins the Heisman. I buy Papados.
Outright wins.
Okay.
Yes.
Outright wins.
And there's no limit on how much because I like to eat appetizer, salad, and dessert. And a swamp thing.
That's between y'all right there.
That's fine. We can. You're not gonna do me that rookie dinner like that. I'm just a TV cat. I'm not gonna do that. But we'll take care. We'll go to Papados and eat nice.
Who do you got for Heisman?
I just think at the end of the day, if they can spin this thing towards Trevor Lawrence of Clemson, that's what they're gonna do.
He gonna get it regardless. Yeah, he gonna get it regardless.
It'll spin it that way. And then I look at Jalen Hurts playing in the Big 12. They have the formula of how you win this thing. So they're going to score a lot of points. The Big 12 he's going to have the statistics and he'll have the wins to go back it up.
Especially if he goes to the playoffs.
If it's not Burrows, I talked about this morning. If it's not Burrows, I'm saying that they will paint it to be Tua versus Hurts, and the heartstrings will get pulled, and Hurts will win. It's the
Lawrence
comeback
out
story.
of it. Lawrence out of it altogether.
It's the comeback story.
Well,
man. It's the comeback story.
I think they will because and if you've ever seen him in if you're an NFL scout, you see this kid, you're like checking out.
We talking about Lawrence, right?
Yes, Trevor Lawrence. You just look at. He's got the size, the height, and the whole thing. I mean, this is as Andrew Luckish as I've seen in the morning. Sunshine or Aikman. When Aikman came out, you just that looking the part, talking the part, the whole thing. Trevor Lawrence has that, but I just think the Clemson. Plus, they're playing in the ACC. Who's going to stop them? Who's slowing them down?
That's true.
Nobody's slowing them. He's going to be able. He's going to be able to put up the numbers and get things done. All right, Xavier Woods.
I think that's a huge blow.
High ankle sprain, safety. You guys know position very well.
That's a huge blow, and nothing against Gallup or anything like that. I just feel like that's a huge blow, a bigger blow to the defense than it is for the offense. Just because Xavier Woods, he's back there, he's in that Earl Thomas type player for Chris Broussard's defense. So, and he's back there. He's making all the calls. He's breaking up passes. He's doing a lot of things, a lot of positive work back there. And now it just gets me to think who's going to replace him in there? Because I mean, you have a lot of strong safety built type safeties that are depth pieces with the Cowboys. Who you gonna put? You gonna put Heath back at free safety and then try to put Frazier in? Do you put the rookie if he's healthy in, Donovan Wilson? So I mean, there's a lot of moving parts there, but we'll see what happens, man.
Yeah, I think it's a bigger loss on offense. It's not as easy to do a plug and play for that free safety position as it is for the offense when they have all those other weapons out there. So it'll be something for Chris Broussard to figure out. But
it will be. I mean,
just watching him throughout the last couple of years. He'll get it figured out.
He'll figure out something. I mean, who would you plug in back to? I mean, they got some options. Like I said, you can move Heath back and put,
This is the beauty of.
Nah, I'm done. I ain't gonna put me back.
Did they call you this morning?
Nah, your boy's done.
He's hiding something from. He's gonna make a big announcement on the players' line next week.
I'll take a bet. I'll take that bet.
No wonder they made calls for Mika Fitzpatrick. No wonder they were in on that. Yesterday, the Cowboys not getting him because Fitzpatrick is now a member of the Pittsburgh Steelers. We need to talk about the quarterback, Dakota Rain Prescott, and the performance he put on Washington. Is Josh Norman decided to have his comments about things. And also, Eddie Murphy has a movie that Danny and Barry love, and most people love.
Everybody loves this movie.
I don't. And it is not in my top 5 of all time. So we will talk some pop culture. Eddie Murphy, a comedian everybody knows and loves, one of the top 3 comedians for me of all time. He's my all-time favorite. I'm Newy Scruggs. He's Barry Church. He's Danny McCray. And you're watching and listening to the Players Lounge on DallasCowboys.com.
Your new apartment's big. Such a great deal.
It's okay.
Just okay? What's not to...
Right above the subway!
Well, I bet you don't even notice it after the...
That's my neighbor, Angus!
A deal that's just okay is not okay. Get a great deal with America's Best Network. Come into an AT&T store and learn how to buy one smartphone and get a second one on us. Based on GWS One score, September 2018.
It's time for Tailgate with the OtterBox boys.
OtterBox? The makers of those crazy protective phone cases?
The one and only. They're also wild about protecting parking lot parties from sad drinks. It's why they made elevation tumblers.
Rumor around the crockpot is they're made from stainless steel with a copper lining to keep temps hot or cold.
True. They even come in 7 different sizes, up to 64 ounce, the growler.
I like how OtterBox drinks. I mean, thanks.
And that's been Tailgating with the OtterBox boys. Check out all the colors and sizes of their elevation tumblers at OtterBox.com.
A man's Stetson doesn't just protect him from life's elements. It projects an unstoppable and legendary spirit, just like the men wearing silver and navy on the field every Sunday. Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. They are still the official crown of all self-respecting Cowboys. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find Stetson hats in the Pro Shop or at Stetson.com today.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with sideline access and photo ops with current players, alumni, and cheerleaders. That's not all, though. You'll get to talk X's and O's with Senior Director of Player Personnel Will McCray, and of course with yours truly, me, Brian Broaddus. You can trust the official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, and with us, you'll travel like a pro. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Don't miss your chance to see the Cowboys live at AT&T Stadium Sunday, September 22nd, as they take on the winless Miami Dolphins. Get your tickets now at DallasCowboys.com. Cowboys 2-0 and looking the part with victories over the Giants and Washington. They are 2-0 in the NFC East, which is so important. He's Barry Church, former Cowboy safety. He's Danny McCray, former Cowboy safety and special teams ace. I am Newy Scruggs.
Episode 2, we back. What's up, Newy? What's up?
Look, I say some things that was pretty unpopular for you guys already. Yeah. Danny's a big Papa Do's guy. You're a big Papa Do's guy. And that's fine. It's not on my list.
Not even on the list.
It's not even, like, you wouldn't even stop. Like, if somebody was like, I got some.
My best friend loves it. My best friend, he's from Houston, too. Let's go. Nope. Man. I'm not paying for it. I'll take you somewhere. So I'll take you somewhere else, pay for it. But no. No,
man.
No, I got a spot. I told you I had my spot already.
This is true. This is true.
I told you already. I had my spot.
To each
Lyle
his own,
Collins,
I guess.
and it was. I got turned on to by Cowboy players. Lance Dunbar. Yeah, it was his little spot, so I got my spot. So that's my spot.
All right.
But we were talking about the movie Life, and look, it's a very popular movie, and
It's a classic.
Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence. The soundtrack to Life is amazing.
It is.
It is amazing.
Life.
Casey and JoJo, just
Wait, one more
like
time?
a bird.
Life. Hey, you
I just want to fly
I got both
free.
Ooh, okay.
So,
See you, Newy.
so look, I love the soundtrack. The movie is not good. It's not in the top 5 of Eddie Murphy movies of all time. Not even in it.
Now, listen, for you to say that though, you have to give us at least one reason for why this isn't a good movie,
or at least two movies ahead of it. I don't even.
Okay, fine. First off, as an Eddie Murphy fan, I've seen Eddie better. I thought it was okay, had a couple funny moments, but it doesn't top 48 Hours when he played Reggie Hammond. Okay, 48 Hours that was Eddie's first movie there's his first major motion picture after he left SNL, and he was just sensational.
Okay.
Changed Hollywood, and just bam, everybody, we got to get this guy. Now, the second movie he did was terrible, called Best Defense. Eddie Murphy, I've never seen an actor who's had as many fantastic hits and bombs like Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't like Life, but it was not a bomb. It is a very popular movie. If I bring it up on Twitter, Black Twitter tells me how wrong I am when I say that I hate the movie, but I didn't like Life. So 48 Hours, my all-time Eddie Murphy.
48 Hours.
Here's my top 5. All right, here's my top 5. 48 Hours, Coming to America.
All right. I forgot about that. one.
Another Hollywood culture classic.
That's this is in no particular order, or is it 48 hours?
For me.
These are Eddie Murphy's top 5.
It's my Eddie Murphy top 5.
You heard it first here. Newy top 5.
48 Hours, when he played Reggie Hammond. Coming to America.
All right.
Now, this is one where you may or may not put it in the movie category, but it is listed as a movie. So you tell me whether or not Raw. The comedy special.
No, you can't put that as a.
That's why.
All right.
Look, like
this
I said,
is your list. You're right. This is your list.
Like I said,
it's not a movie.
That is definitely not a movie.
They're like the Kings of Comedy. That was a movie.
No,
it was. Okay. You went to the movie theater to watch it. It was a movie. So that's fine.
Okay. I see what you're saying right there.
That's okay because I got a bag. That's why I asked you.
I ain't scratching it out.
Right? No, since you decided to take it out, I'm gonna say I had 6. I was ready. I'm ready. See, I'm ready for you.
And Life's still not in there.
No. Beverly Hills Cop.
Yes,
that's a classic as well.
Is it Wonderworld?
Yeah, which one was he in Wonderworld in, like saving like a little boy or something in Wonderworld, kind of like the fake Disney World? That was Beverly Hills Cop. Right?
Yeah, it was Beverly Hills Cop.
That was like one of them. That was one of them. Welcome to Wonderworld.
That's the third one. Beverly Hills Cop 3.
I appreciate that.
And Uncle Dave. Uncle Dave got shot.
Okay, let me help. Beverly Hills Cop, the original, not 2 and 3 when they were just trying to make money. Not okay, like House Party 2 and 3 don't count.
That was terrible.
Okay, and we're talking about the original. So Beverly Hills Cop. When I say that, boom, we mean the original. That's it. Not Cop 2 and 3 don't count.
They don't count. Original one.
Okay, Nutty Professor.
I don't know. I wouldn't say if it was a classic.
All the talent he displayed by playing all those characters.
He was the first to do it.
Amazing.
He was the first to do it. I say that was a good one. I don't know about a cult classic, but it was a good one.
For me.
For you,
you're talking about number 1 too, correct?
What?
Nutty Professor number 1.
No, I already gave you. I'm listing them in order.
No, I'm saying
which one? Which Nutty Professor? Is it the first?
So you said the
yes,
first
the first.
Okay.
No, the rest.
The rest of
it just trying to make money.
Those are the money makers. Okay, those are the money makers.
Okay.
And then he should have. My last one. He should have won the Academy Award for Dreamgirls. He was amazing in Dreamgirls.
He was good in Dreamgirls.
He was amazing in Dreamgirls.
That's with Beyonce, right?
Yes.
Beyonce
and Jamie Foxx. Yes.
He was good in that one.
He was tremendous.
How you not put Vampire in Brooklyn on there? How you not put that on there?
It's not gonna be in the top 10.
But how you not put Vampire in Brooklyn? That was
that's not gonna be top 10.
Trading Places, which you guys are too young. You guys are too young. I came out in 1983. You guys are too young for that.
I was -5.
But Life? Not in there?
No.
What's the one where he was like, he was acting like this dorky dude trying to...
Norbit.
Bowfinger. Okay, well, there's a few. Okay, when you talk about Eddie Murphy bombs, Vampire in Brooklyn was a bomb.
I can't believe what I'm hearing.
The Adventures of Pluto Nash
that was terrible.
A bomb.
That was terrible.
Holy Man, Holy Smokes. That was terrible.
I've never even heard of that.
Daddy Daycare?
Daddy Daycare
was terrible.
It was okay.
Here's okay. You know what, Barry? Here's where Daddy Daycare has become good by me and Dr. Dolittle.
Okay.
When your children will watch it over and over again,
Okay.
It becomes like, okay,
you're right.
we good. Because
right.
it wasn't made for me.
You're right.
Dr. Dolittle, Daddy, it wasn't made for me. It was made for them.
That's true.
So it was like, cool. It's like, so I'm not mad. Shrek is a very underrated movie that he was in when he played the voice. He had the dark.
Yeah, Mike Myers was good.
Very underrated. And what I always say about animated movies, to be able to bring Barry and bring Danny to the movies and then bring your little ones and then everyone enjoy it and watch it and get it, that is hard to write.
That is true.
Where he brings up, it must have little man's disease.
Yep.
You laugh, you get it. Your kids don't know what little man's disease is.
They just laughing to laugh.
That to me that's really good. Golden Child, terrible movie. That was
bad. What was that? He was protecting like a Buddhist kid or like
Boomerang was a really bad movie.
But what don't you like about life though?
I just didn't think it was that funny, man. It was okay. It's not coming to it. Eddie
You got Bernie and Mac, Martin Lawrence.
You got a lot of people in this movie.
Jangalang. I mean, how you? Oh man,
Ain't nobody saying that.
Ain't nobody saying nothing.
Players Club was better.
Oh, that to me, I thought that was terrible.
Damn it! All right.
I thought I Got the Hookup was better than Players Club.
I Got the Hookup was I got to get the heck my money back.
Master P.
That's one of those. See, first off,
shout out to P, man.
No, P. All you need to do is do records. P's just do records. P in the movies is not good. Okay,
good.
Next thing you gonna tell me, Soul Plane was good.
It was better than
No.
Players Club.
No.
It was better than Players Club. So Players Club.
Players Club.
Dollar Bill.
It was
Dollar Bill.
What you think?
I like Players Club, and I like it way better than I like Soul Plane.
Man, I don't know what
Dollar Bill, Shot-Town. Oh no, Country Boy, not 10. Oh my, not 10. Blue, all you do when he sits there, Jamie Foxx comes in for the raise as the DJ. Blue, all you do is spin records.
All you do.
Is that even making the DVD, or is it still on VHS? What is the Players Club?
Blue fight the razor fight, gonna be trouble.
Trouble.
You don't like Papa Do's, you don't like life, but you get them on Players Club.
We in there then. We in there. That's all we need. Players Club.
Norbit was a bad Eddie Murphy movie.
I thought it was.
I thought it was Rasputia.
Rasputia was kind of funny, man. If everybody's seen the movie, it was fun. I thought it was fun.
Okay, see, and this is also comes to a point in time. I think there's just an age gap difference between
this. Could be true
because I've seen Eddie, at the SNL height, and when he started his career, I've seen him, here, and then seen him dip and dive. You guys have kind of come in late because you're young. You're young, so you think life is really good. But to me, I know I've seen Eddie better.
Okay,
he's got better taste. That's my thing. Eddie's got better taste.
Next week has got to be Denzel.
Denzel can get on.
Next week, come with your top 5 Denzel movies. Come with your top 5 Denzel movies. I have my top 5.
There's so many.
You got to come with 5.
Does Denzel have busts as movies though? Does he have any that were just terrible? I can't think of any at the top of my head.
Denzel and Tom Hanks don't make busts. They just don't. If it's not quality, they don't do it.
That's about right.
Yeah, right.
Eddie Murphy talked about best defense, and he said, "Look, I took the money. I think they paid him $2 million at the time. When $2 million was a crazy amount of money. And so he did this movie, Best Defense, which you don't even remember.
Yeah,
but see, somebody like me. So here, hey man, he did 48 hours. It was great. You couldn't wait for the next one. It's Best Defense, and it's bad. It's bad.
I can't remember Denzel doing that.
I don't know Denzel. Yeah, I've never seen like a bad.
This movie this Best Defense was so bad it made the acting in Purple Rain look really good. And if you've gone back and ever seen Purple Rain, the acting in Purple Rain, you're like,
my boy is dropping bombs.
This is really bad. I mean, it came out in 1984. So when I was a kid, I think, this is great. And then I saw it years later. I'm like, that's not really good acting.
Let me ask you a question, Dewey. Do you watch any TV shows? Do you watch a Power? Have you seen Power?
Mm-mm.
Haven't seen Power. Have you seen Snowfall?
Mm-mm.
Well, I can't ask you a question then.
No, I'll take the question.
Have you seen Power? Have you seen
I've
Snowfall?
seen them both.
Okay. Which one in your mind, in your opinion, so far, added all the series up together, I think Snowfall at 3, Power's at 6. So far, which one do you see as the better franchise right now?
Snowfall.
But why though? I've seen.
Because
too many people are saying stuff. I don't know why.
I like the way Power's about to end. It's like a circle. It was a circle of relationships and all this stuff with Angie and Ghost and all this stuff. And Snowfall isn't like that. It's just life.
All about just life. Just Franklin's life.
It's just going to continue to keep going, life.
But what they going to talk about next? I mean, he's out the drug game now. So what they going to get him to the gangs?
Yeah,
the Bloods and the Crips?
Okay, I'll have to check it out. See,
you haven't seen it. I can't.
Look, Like, there's a lot of first off, when it comes to TV, there's a lot of shows that if I do get to it, I'll get to it way late in the game. And some of them I'll just never get to. Never saw The Sopranos. People talk about that. I never saw
Game of Thrones.
Nope.
You never saw this?
Nope. Never saw. Nope. Never saw
Sopranos. Never saw Game of Thrones.
No, I'm gonna start sending you like packages.
We gotta, we're gonna give you some homework over the weekend. Man. We're gonna give you some homework.
That's fine. I'll take the home. But no, I just Friends. The Wire loved.
Okay.
I didn't watch Friends.
Okay. Got to The Wire late, and then when I did, the first couple episodes started so slow. And then once it got rolling, and this how bad it was, how long ago. I was going to the Blockbuster. Back in the day, back in the Blockbuster video. That's what I got time. They still had Blockbuster video around. Yeah, I need to get that whole season 4
sure
here.
Rewind the tape before you bring it back.
It's Tuesday. No, it was on DVD. It wasn't that bad. But it was on DVD. I was like, on Tuesday, yeah, I need to go ahead and get the whole season 4 real quick here. And with binge watching.
You're not going to hear it again.
So, yes, no, I won't hear it either. Best Buy will be next. What do you never? Daddy was a Circuit City and Best Buy. So, but yeah, so I'm going to be late to a lot of TV shows. So when it comes to that, I just
all right. We're gonna give you some homework.
It's one of those where if I catch it, I catch it. It's like movies, you know. I mean, I was on the plane. Somebody said, "Got to watch Rocket Man," so I watched Rocket Man on the plane coming back from DC. But I'll usually get to things a little bit later than most. But when I get to it, now if I get to it, then I'm into it.
There's an unpopular opinion. Breaking Bad was terrible. To me, you loved it. You loved it. To me, I did not think it was good at all. Especially the ending. I didn't get it all. But that was just unpopular opinion.
You know, everybody got different tastes of this. He don't like Pablo. You don't like Breaking Bad.
Yeah, this is true.
Breaking Bad, I thought was good. I thought it was a very good TV show. It was.
I'll watch the movie when it comes out.
Exactly. I watched the movie.
Was it El Camino or something like that?
Yeah. What about Entourage on HBO?
I got it. I thought that was a classic. That was a cult classic.
Did you like that?
Yeah, Johnny was a
Johnny my
Drama
boy.
was my guy.
He was the man on
Ballers.
That is the most. All right, Ballers. I like it as a show, but it's over the top. That does not happen in the league. Like I don't see stuff like that happening in the league. Maybe it's just
I've never seen it.
You know what I'm saying? I've never seen. You got.
I watched one season of it. And then I started watching the second part of it, and then I stopped because it was just too unrealistic.
Yeah, it's very unrealistic.
And that's the problem I tell people all the time about sports movies. I said, I'm really not the sports movie kind of guy because I know too much. It's like if you watch Rocky. People cannot. In boxing, you cannot go 15 rounds when everybody's slugging it out. That just doesn't happen.
Throwing haymaker after haymaker.
Right. It just doesn't happen. So when you know stuff, he's like, Rudy, you know, nobody's going into a head coach's office on a major college football team throwing out a jersey to about you not play because the walk-on Rudy not out. No.
I'll tell you a good football
some of that
movie
stuff is dramatic.
That was like, that really, I think that really happens in the league.
Don't say the program.
No,
thank you.
Any Given Sunday. with Jamie Foxx and LL Cool J. That was accurate. Like them boys, stuff like that happens. You know, you got my man talking about "Don't drop me, I'm $1 million." Hey, he made it to that point. He made it to that point where if I play this many plays, I'm getting this. Like stuff like that happens, man. Stuff like that really happens in the league.
I was in LA when that movie came out, so I got to go to the junket. So, and when you go to the movie junket, man, it's great because you just sit in a room and they just bring the actors right to you. So here's Cameron Diaz, here's Jamie Foxx. I think we had to talk to Jim Brown. There was a bunch of folks. We all just got, so we get to go watch the movie early. They give us the free soundtrack and they give us a great little gym bag and everything. And we just spend this one day where we just come and we just talk to all the get like, I don't know, 5 to 7 minutes with the actors, no more than 10. But I love the movie. I loved the movie. I thought it was great. And Al Pacino was there. 1 inch. On this team, we fight for that inch. We call for that inch.
It was real.
It was clear.
When I first saw him, I was in the league at the time, so I was like, man, what's all this stuff? But as you get, once we got in the league and I saw it again, I mean, you can relate to so much stuff in there. It's a classic, man.
The scene where when Al Pacino did that speech, you know where it was filmed?
Where was that filmed at, man?
Texas Stadium.
Oh, the old
in the visitors' locker room.
That's the old Irving one, right?
Yeah, in Irving. Yes, it was filmed in the visitors' locker room, and they never, after they did the movie, they never changed it. So the paint scheme was still there for the Knights. So that is where Al Pacino did that.
Legend has it that that halftime speech was just off the top of his dome too. Do y'all believe that?
Yes, I do. He's that good. He's that good. He's that good. Speaking of that good, Dak Prescott. 3 touchdown passes. Josh Norman, after week 1, said, Okay, cool. Anybody can do that. And next thing we know, we see number 24 chasing Devin Smith on a 51-yard touchdown. Michael Gallup spinning him around. And then after the game, he spoke to the Washington media, but when he was asked about Dak Prescott, he cut the media off and said his words had got twisted, and he didn't want to speak on that anymore. And if his words get taken and twisted again, he's not talking to anybody who does that to him.
I mean, you can't write a check. What's the old saying? You can't write a check that your butt can't cash. I mean, you after they got torched by Philly in the second half, and then you come out talking to an offense that was putting up crazy numbers week one, and you fueling the fire. I mean, if you looked at that run from Prescott, he could have easily ran away from Norman. He wanted that from Norman. And you got a quarterback doing that to you, and then going deep. I mean,
and then he found you. So he stiff armed you, and then he found you deep on the post.
He was looking for him. He was looking for him.
The problem, in my opinion, and you guys tell me because you played, Josh Norman is asked to do something he should not be doing.
Exactly.
He's not a man corner at all. Josh was a guy playing cover 3 in Carolina where they had a great front four and a great linebacker, Luke Kuechly. So these guys got home. So this guy was able to become a star player because guess what? You're pressuring the quarterback, rushing throws. They and then they ran the ball. So the teams were behind. They had to throw. So Josh Norman was a good player in that system. Washington, as usual, gives a guy way too much money, and then hey, can you do something you didn't do? He shouldn't be trailing anybody's top corner. Maybe the top receiver, maybe the second best. But that's just my opinion. You tell me.
I mean, he was, to me, and from the film, we've broken him down a couple of times. Like you said, he's not a man-to-man corner. He's his own corner who thrives on great front seven play. Having that D-line rush to quarterback, getting things, and having his vision on the quarterback, being able to see the ball come out and all that good stuff. He's a long corner. He's his own corner. I mean, which is nothing wrong with that. It's just like you said, Washington's asking him to do stuff that he's not comfortable with doing, but he's not shying away from saying, "Yeah, I mean, those guys ain't doing nothing," or "I'm the best lockdown corner in the league." You can't be the best lockdown corner in the league if you don't not a great man-to-man corner. That's just my opinion.
For me, it's like what he's best at versus what he's good at. He's not like a horrible man-to-man corner guy. No, but he's best when he's playing zone, eyes on the quarterback, and he's able to use his instincts to go in there and break up passes and get interceptions. Right? He's not bad, but you can complete some passes on him in man-to-man.
If you're saying like you said, he's not bad at man-to-man, but he's not the greatest of all time. Right. Would you, if you know that about yourself, are you going out there talking that? Painting a target on your chest.
Hey, listen, but if that's how you got your money, right?
That is true.
If that's how you got your money, I guess you gotta back it up.
I guess you gotta back it
up. Start how you want,
because he did get his money that way.
Don't be the guy to back. They're gonna mess with you anyways, man. All of a sudden, Josh Norman's the guy to where when he's a front runner, right?
Yeah, you don't want to be that guy.
You don't want to be that guy.
You don't want that. Is true.
Hey, live and die with it.
It was just, I saw the video. It was just very interesting how he tried to spin this back on the local media for having the gall to ask him about Dak Prescott, and that they all took his words like, no, he gave you that smoke. Just come on out and say you got the smoke.
Hey, he got me.
Okay, you know what? He got me. All right, young fella. Okay, let's.
I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Or did he not want to put he didn't want to put that out there because he gonna see him in a couple weeks.
True too.
I saw so many excuses made from the coaches on. I mean, there were so many excuses made by that organization afterwards. It's really sad. And I've joked with the people from D.C. who have me on the radio shows because they call it Dallas Week. I said, here it's not Washington Week, it's just another week. I said, it starts with your ownership. I said, at the end of the day, it starts up top. Here's a guy that keeps signing people to contracts that they're not worth the money, and you're asking them to do something different than what you brought. Albert Haynesworth gave him $100 million.
$100 million.
And then they moved to 3-4. Oh, no.
He's stomping on people's face. I mean, this is crazy.
You don't pay a nose guard $100 million. What do you do?
That's what he did.
That's what they do, man.
Shout out to my boy Garage.
When they gave... Stop it. Be nice. Stop it. Y'all leave the penguin alone. I know what you're alluding to.
Man. That's my guy, man. But I had to, man.
Did you check on him after? Hey, you okay? You okay, man?
Hey, that's like when in Friday, when homeboy when Debo stole on, was it Red? Hey, damn. Let me quit, man. That's my boy, man. That's my boy.
Come on, man. I'm not.
Y'all gonna get in trouble messing with a penguin like that. You're not laughing at that. You're not laughing at that.
He said something else funny. I didn't see.
Okay. You gonna come and look
at my boy, man. Don't come after me.
Andre gonna come at you looking like Denzel. So you thought that was funny? That's funny.
I'm gonna see him later. I'm gonna let him know you said that.
That's your guy.
Hey, see, that's
your guy.
That's my boy.
That's your guy. That's your guy.
You came with him?
Denzel always says that. You came with him. That's your guy.
That's your man's, huh?
Okay.
Oh man,
that's good stuff. This was fun as usual. Barry Church, tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
Barry Church at Barry Church 42 on the gram. Not on Twitter, not yet, but Barry Church 42 on the gram.
Danny DMac 44 on Twitter. Danny _McCray 40 on Instagram.
Okay, find me on Twitter at Newy Scruggs. It's NEWYSCRUGGS. It's NEWYSCRUGGS. You can catch this show on DallasCowboys.com, so send it to your friends, please. We'll be back next Tuesday, 3 p.m., hopefully talking about a 21-22 point win. But it's going to be a different team. Michael Gallup and Xavier Woods, they won't be there. Let's see what adjustments are made by the Cowboys. Let's see if Devin Smith can take advantage of his opportunity, was Chris Richard do in that backfield. And then they get ready to face the Saints on NBC Sunday Night Football. That's a game on the road. Drew Brees won't be there. Teddy Bridgewater's now the quarterback. If this team is not 4-0, I think we will have some questions as to why. They should be. We all said they'd be 3-0. They should be 3. But now with this going on with the Saints, 4-0 is right there within the sights. I won't sit there and write it down as a W because you never can, especially on the road. But this team is going where we think it should. Barry Church, Danny McCray, Newy Scruggs, we appreciate you all stopping by. Players Lounge, do it next Tuesday, 3 p.m.
See y'all next week.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!